Okay.
Thank you, Judy. Now, sometimes we feel that a lot of women lack confidence, so that is an area which is a stumbling block for many. Perhaps you could address this if you can.
Sure. I think you know what I said earlier about preparing for your career. You know, reading up, signing up for courses, or perpetually trying to improve yourself, whatever your field is. And that way you build confidence because you're confident that in your head you know what you know. You know, so when somebody poses a question, it's not just you know, empty thoughts. You have a structure. And another thing I want to emphasize also to do with confidence, I think with again a lot of our Asian women, you know, we don't speak in public. We're a bit shy. You know, when you know I went to school in America, of course they're the other opposite. You know, they talk too much sometimes. But that's very important. You know, I mean, just imagine you're in a room. You want, let's say, with your employer, and you want to impress everybody, your peers as well as your bosses, that you know what it is, you know what you're talking about. If you don't if you don't raise your voice, how would anyone know? I mean, nobody would know what you're capable of thinking of, and you know what your vision is. So you know you have to speak up. But to speak up and to impress and be meaningful, you have to know what you're saying. In other words, you have to practice your mind. You have to practice in your mind, okay, this issue is coming up now, I'm feeling so strongly about it. I feel strongly about it. And in my 10 seconds, I'm going to organize in my head what points I want to put across. I don't want to bore people with 1,000 points. I want to put across 3 points or 4 points. So start mentally thinking in your head what you want to put across. Raise your hand, take a deep breath, and go for it. Don't be too long, you bore people, but don't be too short either because they won't know what you're saying. And I think us Asian women, I notice, tend to shy away from it. You know, oh my God, will I goof? Will I say something stupid? You might if you don't prepare. But if your mindset is ready, your mind is ready, you're preparing, you take that deep breath, you raise your hand, you say it in a few seconds, maybe even, your 3 or 4 points you want to get across, that's it.
Thank you, Judy. That's so practical. How about Judy, overcoming challenges, like very challenging situations? How have you done that yourself?
Yeah. Challenging in my case have been, you know, my career has not been all roses, right? Obviously, everybody's career over 36 years, you've had challenges. You have down moments when somebody questioned your ability to do this or that, where a boss didn't have faith in you. Of course, I had all that. All of you do. We all had that. But when I look back, though, what I regret not having done is why didn't I confront that situation? Why did I just quietly go to my corner and, you know, and cry a few tears? Why didn't I go to that boss and say, you know, what happened today? I know you didn't like what I said, but how am I going to read your mind of what it is that we want the message to be put across to others? You have to guide me. You have to, you know, this is me, a very junior person talking to a very big boss. She had assigned me to talk to a group about the projects we're doing, and she didn't like my emphasis. Okay, I'll be very frank. So I went to her and said, basically, I can't read your mind. You know, so guide me. I'm willing to admit, I don't know, guide me, but obviously you have enough faith in me to tell me to talk to this larger audience, but I need guidance, and I'm willing to learn. I'm really willing to learn, and you know, you won't hurt me by telling me, you know, certain things. So sometimes I did that, but sometimes I didn't do it enough. You know, when something went sour, it didn't go right, I found a lot of times I didn't challenge my supervisor enough. Not being belligerent, you know, not yelling and being belligerent, that's silly because that would just put you in a bad situation. But really wanting a feedback. That's a word. You want feedback, meaningful feedback from your superiors, supervisors. So again, I think sometimes we feel embarrassed, ashamed, but there's nothing to be ashamed of. Asking for meaningful feedback. On the contrary, they might even respect you the more for it.
Okay, thank you very much, Judy.
My pleasure.